Hey everybody. I don't know if you guys have been partying it up lately, or maybe you just been chilling at home, but if you feel like you need a little extra pizzazz, you can get that at Ice Designs Houston. Yeah, I mean, if you want the best ice sculpture that money can buy in the city of Houston, just head over to Ice Designs Houston. Our friend Josh, you might have heard him on episode 1. He's holding it down over there, and they're going to give you 10% off if you just mention the DadPod, and you'll get just a great ice sculpture to just add a little special something to that party, to that wedding, to that crawfish boil, whatever you got going on. They'll provide. And it doesn't even have to be sculptures. If you just want some really nice square ice cubes for, like, I don't know, some sort of bachelor party or something, they do that kind of thing too. Go ahead and hit up Ice Designs Houston on Instagram. Check out their stuff. 10% off if you mention DadPod. Thanks.
Well, guys, it's time for me to mention MaWi Auto. MaWi Auto is a great body shop located in 426 West Gulf Bank, Houston, Texas. The zip code is 77037. Their phone number is 346-275-5498. What can I say about this place? Well, one thing that they do is if you have an insurance claim, they will literally pay your deductible. So that's pretty cool. They'll pay your deductible. They provide safe quality auto repairs and save customers money without compromising any kind of integrity of their work. I've been going to them for years. Love the way they do their work, and I've always drive away a very satisfied customer. I can't recommend this place enough. Once again, it's MaWi Auto. Please give them a call at 346-275-5498. All right.
DadPod.
We're doing it again.
Yep, DadPod Houston.
You thought we quit, but we didn't. We're still doing it.
Yeah, what are we on, episode 5
I don't
now?
even know. Episode 5,
They
episode
told us
6.
we'd only have 4.
I don't know. This is the
Got
first
more
time
than that.
we're really talking during this intro. I love it, though. We'll
Yeah.
talk some more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. What's up,
All right.
man?
Not much. What's going on with you, Renee?
Man, it's been great, just being a dad, like you can wake up in the morning and you're a dad. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shorty is just really expanding her palate for chicken tenders and fries at various restaurants. Today we went to Big City Wings.
Oh, okay.
Right here off in 1960 in this area near where I live, and she really likes it. So she's also experimenting with dipping, bro. Like this past week, we went to Cane's, and I taught her how to dip her fry in the sauce.
Oh, yeah.
And because before she would stick her whole hand in the sauce container and like make a huge mess, but then I started showing her like, no, look. I dipped the first fry and then I put it in her mouth, and she's just like, what? Cane sauce? And so she kept putting it in, and I have like a whole like video, like a bunch of videos actually of her just like dipping the fry. I'm eating it. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, put the Texas toast in there.
Oh, yeah.
Dip that, and what else do they have? Okay, that's it. There's
Chicken.
Chicken
Yeah.
fries and Texas toast.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
much
did not. I dare not give her the coleslaw.
Oh, no.
You-
You always sub the coleslaw for a
Sub
second
the coleslaw
toast.
for
I mean,
a second toast or more sauce, dude.
Yeah. You can sub it for an extra sauce? I
Yeah,
didn't
dude,
know
that's how
that.
crazy they are. They're like, you know what? We know we make this trash coleslaw, and you really want the sauce.
They're like, matter of fact, we don't even make it. It's prepackaged. We
Yeah,
just throw that mug in a little.
They get it from
in a little
Costco.
cup.
They get it from Costco. Which, by the way, I ordered a Costco sweater, and I should have worn it today. But I noticed you
yeah.
didn't wear your Costco sweater.
No.
One day we got to do a Costco episode where we
Yeah.
talk about Costco. Like,
Maybe we'll do like a review of their sweaters because they are just.
Dude,
immaculate.
we could do a review of like all kinds of crazy stuff that you can find there. That's really helpful too.
Oh, yeah.
Like briskets. You know,
Oh,
that's
honestly,
helpful.
man, we buy our peanut butter there. It's like
Peanut butter?
you know, their peanut butter is like one of the few peanut butters you can buy that's just peanuts that are ground up.
For real? So
Yeah.
it's Kirkland peanut butter?
Yeah, most other peanut butters are like they got sugar and other stuff in there.
Oh yeah, you don't want preservatives in there.
And this one, it's just straight. If you look at the ingredients, it's just peanuts.
Dang.
Yeah.
Peanuts and nothing else?
Yeah,
Not
they,
even.
They just grind them mugs.
Isn't that crazy? That's how they make peanuts?
Yeah.
But you don't realize it. Like I've eaten a bag of peanuts and I've squished them even.
Yeah.
They don't ever look like peanut
Yeah,
butter.
you know, it's like what is it? George Washington Carver, man.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But didn't he like wasn't he like a genetically engineered peanuts or no?
I don't think so. I think he just found out like a bunch of usages for them.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
I thought he
Something
was
like
like a botanist or
I
something.
do remember though, like I read this book a while ago, called "The Making of an Ordinary Saint." It's like a discipleship, like spiritual disciplines book.
Okay.
Anyways, there's like a historical figure that they talk about for like a little summary of their life and why they apply to like a spiritual discipline, and they did George Washington Carver on like the discipline of study.
Okay.
Because they talk about how he studied like peanuts and knew everything there was to know about peanuts, and he like discovered all these usages for peanuts, and how his like study of that one thing, being that great at that one thing, like made a huge impact like on a lot of agricultural
Yeah, he
stuff.
really like dove deep into like one thing.
Yeah.
And it was peanuts, huh?
Uh-huh.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, but
Dude, you know who another person I know is a scientist? Matt Sumter. I don't know what he does though. I don't know what he dedicates his.
Oh, he's a polymer scientist, which is like
Get out of here! I don't even know what that is.
they make like plastics and stuff.
Oh, dude, he doing plastics?
Yeah, because my dad's a chemist.
Dude, get out of here with these scientists.
He's retired now, but he worked in TPU, which is like polymer science.
So like what? Like how does the scientist like? Do they get paid to do experiments, or do they discover things, or they like?
Kind of like I know that my dad he retired a couple years ago, but he would go in the lab a lot. Like they went into labs, and like the main thing that he did, because he worked for like the TPU research and development, which TPU is like plastics thermopolyurethane is what it stands for. So he a lot of the stuff they made. He worked for Dow Chemical for a while, and then they sold that business to Lubrizol, which is like a bigger or a different chemical company. But they would make products and then sell it to companies who would make stuff with their products. So, like for example, Nike was one of their big clients. So they would make like Nike uses a lot of plastic in their shoes. So like I remember one thing that he had to do, like Nike wanted to make these cleats where like these soccer cleats and football cleats where like the cleats themselves were like a really clear plastic, so it looked almost like glass. So they had to get in the lab and figure out how to make this plastic look super clear. And I remember that one time he won like some sort of award because he was trying to make the clear plastic, but he made this other one that just like would set really quickly, like it would dry real quick. Like a quick setting plastic, and there was somebody else working on a project. They were trying to do that, and he's like, "Hey, I accidentally made this. Here's my formula or whatever," and they like sent it over.
Wow, that's so crazy, man.
Yeah, so they're making stuff like that. Cars have a lot of plastic parts that like, but they don't make the parts. They make like pellets of the plastic, and then they send it to whoever's actually making the cleat or making the car part,
and then they melt it
down and make
That's what's so cool about plastic. You can melt it. It's like wax.
Yeah.
Except like different. You were talking about shoes. That reminded me of the Good Will Hunting Boys, the new movie, the Air Jordan movie with the.
Oh yeah, that looks kind of cool.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, dude. Oh man, I'm excited for this movie.
Yeah,
I don't even
cool.
think. Like I don't even like. I'm sure that whoever plays Michael Jordan is like in it, or maybe has a brief cameo in it, or whatever. But that movie looks really, really good, dude.
It does look cool. Speaking of Michael Jordan, one of one of the things we're going to talk about today has to do with the NBA.
Okay.
So, I've been a big NBA fan in the past, but I'm more of like a Houston sports fan. So the
Yeah.
Rockets are like awful right now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I just try to steer clear of like even paying that close attention to it. But I've been hearing all this stuff like about Ja Morant and I'm like, I know Ja Morant, for people who don't follow the NBA, he's like, so he plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. I think this is like, I don't know how many years. Let's see if I can figure out how many years.
Dude, you know how I know about Ja Morant?
How's that?
J. Cole in his album, The Off Season, he raps about Ja Morant and he says like, I'm Ja Morant, I'm Grizzly.
Oh, yeah.
And then I made that connection. I know very little about NBA.
So he was drafted in 2019.
That's not that long
So
ago.
he's pretty new to the league, but like I think this is his 4th season. I think that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So last year he won Most Improved Player. Anyways, he's like a big deal. He's really good.
Yeah, he's a new guy.
He's a really good point guard. He's very athletic. A lot of people look up to him.
Mm-hmm.
A couple days ago, I think it was Saturday, they played in Denver. And then on his IG Live, like at 5 a.m., he posted this video of him with a gun. Like
Wait,
on his IG, like flexing on people that he had a gun.
He was on IG.
Here's
his own. Wait, hold
his
on.
own IG Live, yeah. It wasn't like somebody caught a video. He posted it himself on his IG Live.
So I thought it was like an old video of him in high school playing with a gun or something like that.
No, this happened, and here's why it's a big deal.
Dude, I know nothing.
Because I thought like maybe he just posted at his house, like people can have guns, like it's stupid, but it shouldn't be that. Why does the NBA care that much? Here's why it's a big deal. So the NBA has a policy that you can have guns, like that's fine, but you're not allowed to bring them on any like NBA property. So that includes like
the hotels.
I don't know if the hotels count, but because they're not owned by the NBA, but like the planes are owned by the teams, so that's technically NBA property. The facility, so like their practice facility, the stadium. And like I don't know if you remember this, but back in the like 2000s, Gilbert Arenas brought a gun to like the locker room, and he got suspended for like the rest of the season when that happened. So like they don't play around.
Why do they hate? Why do they hate the Second Amendment?
The game was in Denver.
The rapper.
No, the game they played. The night that they played on Saturday night. They played on Saturday night in Denver. And then he posted on his IG Live like at 5 a.m. the next morning with this gun at like a club or something in Denver. Mm-hmm. So that tells you he brought the gun with him.
Yeah,
unless he bought it in Denver.
Well, yeah, you don't. Yeah.
So like
he traveled on the plane with the gun.
Because this happened, a lot of people started doing more digging on him. And the other thing that's weird to me, here's the weirdest part about the whole thing. There's a lot of rough people who come into the NBA, right? Like, the big example is like Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
He had like a real rough upbringing,
yeah.
And like, I heard that like he wrote and recorded like a whole gangster rap album.
Yeah.
And then the commissioner of the NBA like told him not to release it.
What?
Well, it's because like it was like a whole image thing, and he had done some stuff like in high school that was like kind of sketchy.
He got in trouble and stuff. Yeah.
So like, and it was probably good that he told him not to do that, because here's the thing: like, Allen Iverson was huge, had all these endorsements, and there's probably a lot of those. Like, he was with Reebok back then that might have dropped him if he had released that.
Oh, I see.
So it was actually probably smart for the commissioner. Like, he was giving him good advice.
He was trying to give him advice, even though, like at this point, in this day and age, it's like, so what? You hear all these all these athletes have these rap albums, like.
But it's one thing to have a rap album, and it's different to have like one where like this was clearly like gang violence and stuff in his lyrics.
Okay, but that's
anyway,
every rap.
So that's besides the point. What it does have to do with the point, but like Ja Morant was not like that. His family is like, his mom and dad are still together.
So
like, he grew up in the suburbs.
So this is the only part of the whole story that I sort of understand, because I've been looking at all the reels and stuff. Basically, like, he's trying to act like he does, like he participates in that kind of stuff.
But the other thing,
but he really doesn't come from that, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he doesn't come from that. And the crazy thing is, like, another thing came out. There's a couple other things that I heard, like, because I was watching like some sports reports on it and stuff, and like other stuff about Ja Morant. Apparently, like this summer, he was playing like a game of basketball against like a high school kid, and he like beat up the high school kid and like threatened him with his gun and stuff
Wait,
like that.
beat up the kid or like destroyed him at basketball?
Well, I don't think he like beat him up that bad, but he roughed him up. He
Like
played him in basketball, but then
like
he also roughed him up
He
physically.
like fouled him good.
No, like him and his boys like
through hands.
yeah,
Not during the game, like not
like after they played basketball.
after they played
And this is like a
basketball.
17-year-old kid.
Get out of here,
And
dude.
this and
You
Ja
know,
Morant is young, but he's
when you're telling me that he played basketball with a kid and he roughed him up, I immediately thought about Adam Sandler in The Longest Yard when he's fighting Michael Irvin. And he's like hitting Michael Irvin's like beating up Adam Sandler, but Adam Sandler is still like playing and he's like doing good and they respect him for it. But when you like what if the 17-year-old kid like beat him in a game of horse and Ja Morant got mad and like beat him up after with his friends? Like he Conor McGregor'd him, like threw stuff at him.
But anyway,
Oh
so
my
that's come
God.
out now. There's been some other stuff that's like a little bit weird, but the thing that's crazy too is on my way here, I was actually listening to Patrick Beverly.
Okay.
Has like a podcast, and he was talking about
we gotta
it.
listen. I gotta get into that. I love Patrick
And
Beverly.
I know, I do too. Some people
He's
hate him.
One of
but
my favorite Rockets.
I love Patrick
Oh,
Beverly.
dude,
I don't care
yeah.
who he plays for. He's always going to be
Yeah.
one of my favorite players.
He's awesome.
But he was talking about it because Patrick Beverly did grow up like really rough. Like he grew up in Chicago. And he was saying like the weird thing is like when you grow up rough and you make it in the NBA, like you don't cut yourself off from those friends necessarily. Like he's like, I still have a lot of friends who are criminals, you know, like that do bad stuff. And I'm still friends with them, but I'm not gonna like do that stuff too. I have my own thing now.
Yeah, you have a different priority. Like
and a lot of guys, they make enough money where they go back to their neighborhood and they change the neighborhood with their money.
That's good. Yeah.
So it's weird that this guy is almost like the opposite. Like he grew up pretty okay. I mean, I don't think his family was like super rich, but like his family was together and they were like in the suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably like middle class. But like his dad still goes to all his games. It's just weird. Like it's just an odd thing.
Oh, he has a dad?
The other thing that's crazy too, yeah, he has a dad. That was crazy too because Patrick Beverly said his dad never he doesn't even really have a dad involved at all. So he's always been kind of jealous of that when people have their dads show up. Yeah. But it's really sad to me because I really like Ja Morant too because like he's done a couple things that were really cool. Like if I lived in Memphis, I would probably be like a huge Ja Morant fan because here's like an example of that. I remember, I think it was last season. It might have been the year before, but they had played Golden State in Memphis, and there was like a kid who was wearing a Steph Curry jersey that was trying to give him a high five. Like after, like when he hit a big shot and he didn't give him a high five, he was like, "I'm not giving you a high five. You're wearing a Steph Curry jersey." And they made a big deal out of it, and they asked him about it, and he said like, he said all that like, I'm like, why is he not wearing a Memphis jersey? Like he wants to give me a high five if he's wearing a Memphis
kid, man.
But then because of that, like he felt like a little bit bad about it afterwards. So he I guess, I don't know if the Grizzlies did this, but it was like his idea with the Grizzlies. But they made a new policy, like you can bring in anybody else's jersey to the team store and trade it for one of our jerseys.
Oh, like what they did when Deshaun Watson left.
Yeah, they did like 40% off or something like that. And
bring your Deshaun Watson jersey and get a
Davis Mills.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But anyways, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but right now his team is like, at first his team said they were suspending him for 2 games, but then I guess they saw the stuff about Gilbert Arenas, and they're kind of like, well, let's just do it indefinite and see what the NBA does. So I don't know. He's their best player, and he has a real good shot at being like the best U.S. born NBA player.
Steph Curry not?
No, I mean Steph Curry probably and LeBron are probably both better than him right now. But
Yeah,
I'm saying he's younger than both. Like he's like 23. He's super young.
Yeah.
So what I mean is like he has the shot, and he's already pretty close to that. But most of the best young players right now are international players because you have like
Oh, I
Giannis
see.
Antetokounmpo, you got Luka Doncic.
Yeah, Luka. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who, but there's a lot of international players that are
Right.
really young. But he's like probably the best young American-born player.
American-born player. I got
So
you.
it's kind of sad, like, and a lot of players look up to him. A lot of young, like, high school students, like young kids that are coming up look up to him. So hopefully he gets it straightened out. I hope that like
I hope they don't suspend him for too long. Yeah.
his dad like
Yeah, maybe
can
the
talk to him about it or
the
something.
dad can talk to the commissioner and get him. It's sort of like he can tell him, hey, do you know who my dad is? You can't suspend me.
Honestly, though, it's just like, why are you posting that on IG Live? That's just
That's weird.
dumb.
I didn't. Yeah, the IG Live thing is weird. I thought it was like an old video that surfaced. Like, okay, he made a dumb video. When he was in
Or
high
I thought
school.
maybe somebody else like caught him doing that, but he posted it himself.
Oh,
Like that's just
idiot.
dumb.
That's so dumb. Yeah. Oh well.
But anyways, yeah. So that's the Ja Morant story. As much as I know about it, there's probably more details, but.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see the memes. I know everybody's making fun of him.
Well, and the other crazy thing is, because there's been two things that happen related to NBA players. The other crazy one is, I don't know if anybody's like a 90s basketball fan, but back in the 90s, the Seattle Supersonics, remember them? And they had like Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. And Sean Kemp would like just dunk on fools all day. He was legit. Today, this report comes out like, that in Seattle they arrested these guys for a drive-by. There's like 4 guys in the car. Sean Kemp was one of the dudes in the car.
In the drive-by?
Yeah, he did a drive-by. He got arrested for a drive-by shooting.
And he never like saw the light of day. How do they not? Was it like a big thing?
No, he just did it like yesterday.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, he's like a retired NBA player doing drive-bys. Like, what is that?
That's crazy, dude. So like he's like a 60-year-old, 6'9".
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What are you doing, dude?
He's somebody's grandfather and he's doing that. That's crazy, man.
All I know is like Sean Kemp was a beast, and then there was like I think it was like in '98 or '99, one of those years. The NBA had like a lockout, and he came back like overweight and out of shape, and he was never the same. After that, but he was legit.
Yeah.
I was a big like '90s basketball fan because the Rockets were legit back then.
Yeah, the Rockets were good. Yeah.
But, and I collected all the Jordan too.
Yeah.
I collected all the basketball cards and would like trade them with my friends and stuff. I still have a bunch too, I think.
Oh
but
man, yeah.
I got some Sean Kemp's. I used to have a pair of Sean Kemp shoes, like his signature shoes, because my dad, like I said, he worked as a like plastics guy. And at the time, one of their biggest clients was Reebok, and he went to like the Reebok headquarters, and they let him have like team store like basically employee prices at their employee store, and he got me a pair of Sean Kemp's while he was there, and they were pretty dope.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, they were like the white ones with they had like I don't know if you remember the old school cushioning in those were like this like honeycomb looking stuff, and there was like a little port in the bottom that you could see it.
Dude, I grew up on Payless shoes.
Oh yeah.
And when I was a 5th grader, I got a pair of Nikes at where was it, like Famous Footwear or something like.
Oh yeah, Famous Footwear.
I think I got a pair of Nikes, but they weren't cool Nikes because I went to a different elementary school on like the Memorial side of town. And it was definitely not. They were not cool Nikes. I was like, man, I don't even know what cool Nikes are. I was clueless.
Well, I mean, Famous Footwear always has like the ones that are like
crappy ones.
It's like it's not crappy, but they have Nikes, but they're it's
whack
like not. It's not.
They got the wackest Nikes, dude.
It's like not quite the Air Force One, but it looks sort of like it. If you squint your eyes, you're like, ah.
They look like a dad shoe with an orange Nike check.
Oh yeah, like they got all like the all the like
It was
Outcast
not
colorways
cool.
out
It did
there.
not. They look like a pair of
The
like old,
cast-offs.
like old New Balances, but like it's a Nike version.
They got the Air Monarchs.
Yeah, the Monarchs. Yeah. Oh man, I was gonna say, gosh, that Ja Morant dude. He people were comparing him to Papa Doc from Eight. You remember 8 Mile?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he's trying to be like a gangster or whatever, but he went to a private school, and then Eminem says Clarence, his parents have a real good marriage. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
So that's what
Oh,
I'm reminded of.
speaking of NBA stories too, the other thing that I saw, we can talk about this a little bit because it's still like a dad related thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So LeBron's son,
Bronny or the other one, Bryce? Bryce?
Bronny, the young or the older
The
one.
older one, yeah. The shorter one.
Yeah. So Bronny is a senior this year, I think.
Yeah.
So the other day, LeBron tweeted about, he's like something to the, I can't remember word for word, but he said like, I've been on League Pass and Bronny's totally better than some of these fools out there, like saying that like some of these guys in the NBA are trash compared to his son. So anyways, I thought that was kind of weird because Bronny I think is okay, but I'm like, should he be saying that? Like if you were Bronny, I don't know. Part of it, it's a double-edged sword because here's the deal with Bronny. Like LeBron said years ago, like a couple years ago, whenever his son comes into the league, whoever drafts him, he wants to go. One of his goals is to play with his son.
Play with his son on the same team.
Yeah, at some point. So part of that is tactical because I think he's trying to make sure his son gets drafted. Because if he's like, I want to play with my son. But now his son is actually like pretty good. Mm-hmm. So, anyways,
do you think he's
but it's a lot of pressure. You think about how much pressure that would be to be his son.
Like you think he's LeVar balling it, like just talking up his sons way too much, and then when they become disappointments.
Here's the crazy thing, though. Like his younger son, Bryce,
is like
apparently is like I think that Bronny will probably be an NBA player. Like.
So it's like who's the good ball brother? It's
So
LiAngelo.
LiAngelo didn't even make the league, bro.
Who's
what is it? LaMelo.
LaMelo, that's right.
LaMelo
is
the one best
nice.
one.
Yeah.
And then they have
the
oldest one.
Is LiAngelo Ball the one that got arrested in China?
Yeah. And then Lonzo is the one who was drafted by the Lakers. And then now he plays for like I think the Bulls, but he's been hurt all season.
I thought he played for the Pelicans. He never played for the Pelicans.
He did for a little bit, but then he signed with the Bulls.
No, he's with the Bulls.
But Lonzo was supposed to be the best, and then everybody thought like LaMelo. LaMelo was a beast in high school. Like he scored like 100 points in a game or something as a freshman, but he's always kind of small and like just shot the ball a lot.
Yeah, a little Curry guy.
So everybody was like, he's not going to be that good. But then he had like a big growth spurt to where he's like, I think maybe a little bit taller than Lonzo. And so now Lonzo's actually LaMelo's probably better than Lonzo was. But Lonzo's not bad. He just kind of he had a lot of hype and he never really lived up to it.
Yeah, and then I think he got like some girl pregnant and there was drama or something like that and they broke up and now he's
But that's like 80% of the NBA.
Yeah, that's a him.
But
it's like 80% of men, really.
But Bryce James, LeBron's younger son.
I like Bryce.
The crazy thing about Bryce, just if you haven't done this, go look up Bryce and Bronny, like from last year. And then look him up this year.
Yeah, Bryce is way taller now.
Dude, Bryce before, he looked like a little scrawny dude, like real short. Now all of a sudden, Bryce is like...
He's big brothering his big brother, yeah.
And apparently, like, the cool thing about that is, I think he's a sophomore. So they play on the same team, I think.
Oh, okay. Dang, that's crazy.
So he's a sophomore. I'm pretty sure. Maybe he's a freshman, but I think he's a sophomore. And because he was small, like, he had always had, like, been developing, like, guard kind of skills. Mm-hmm. So he can shoot, like, really well.
Yeah.
Like, probably better than Bronny. And, yeah, he might be legit.
Can LeBron last that long though? Like 3 more
Not
years?
probably not for Bryce, but I think he
Yeah.
can for Bronny.
Bron's
Because Bronny
done,
just
bro.
has 1 year in college and then he's in the league.
Yeah. Is that a mandatory thing now? A year in college?
Well, you either play a year in college or you can go to the D League for a year now. There's a D League team that's 4 guys who just want to play like 1 year in the D League. Which a lot of guys do that because you get paid in the D League. You can't. But now with college, they got that NIL deal, so I guess it's
Oh
like
yeah,
the
you
same.
can make money in college.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
But I think college you might get maybe a little bit more exposure. But the deal is now like the Rockets have like Jalen Green, who he didn't play in college. He went to go play for the D League Ignite, which is that team I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And then this year, there's Victor Wembanyama, who's going to be coming out. He plays in D League Ignite. He's supposed to be the best. Like, he's supposed to be. Basically, if the Rockets can get the number 1 pick, whoever gets the number 1 pick, it's a no-brainer to draft that guy. Because he's like 7 foot, whatever, and really good.
Yeah.
Can shoot, can handle. Like, he's a unicorn.
Wow.
But then there's another guy, Scoot Henderson, who also plays on that team that's supposed to be like the second best player. So now there's a lot more really good players that go straight to D League Ignite. But I think some of that is because they play like more NBA style in that league than they do at a college. And it's for guys who they don't have any intention of like graduating from college anyways. They just want to go play in the NBA.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
What do you think is better though? Like the D League or whatever? What is it? G League or?
Yeah, they call it I guess it might be G League now,
Yeah.
is it?
I don't even know. They changed.
I think it might be G League
okay,
now.
the
I think
G
you're
League.
right.
So that's better than college though. When you're trying to win
Well,
championships and
so
you got these powerhouses
I
like
don't know if it is now, but like
like U of H.
a lot of guys went like the year that Jalen Green went. I think it was 2020. I can't remember.
I don't know.
See, I don't even know like what the advantage is. I understand why the advantage would have been there before they got the NIL because you
Yeah.
can make money going there. It's
Now,
not.
now you can make money there and be a part of a school and probably maybe get some kind of start on an education. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
And win it like a legit like.
Well, and
is there a
actually-
G League championship?
Yeah,
those
there is.
don't matter though, right?
I mean, not for players really, but like
Yeah.
there's a lot of coaches that coach in the G League, and if they win
Oh,
a
I
championship,
see.
they might be able to work their way up into the like one of the Rockets, like their main assistant
Yeah.
used to be their G League head coach,
Oh,
and he
okay.
won a championship with their G League team.
Well, that's
So like you get promotions from as a coach.
Good for
but,
coaches, but not that great for players. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, if you're the best player on the G League team, you'll probably make it to the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because a lot of teams they use there's the G League Ignite team, which is just a team full of players that don't want to go to college.
Just a specific team.
But then every team has their own G League affiliate, so they can send their own players down there, or they can try to develop players who didn't get drafted on their G League team.
I see.
So that way I think every team has like one or two-way players, what they call it.
Yeah.
So they just go back and forth between the G League and the main team.
Yeah.
But,
Cool, man.
yeah, so.
Yeah, dude. Right
But
on.
you got any other
Dad stuff?
yeah, maybe we talked a lot of NBA. I'm not even really following the NBA that much.
Dude, I don't know anything about the NBA, so like all the stuff you're telling me, and I it's hard to follow things because you hear from so many different sources and stuff, and yeah, but yeah, man. Basically, the rodeo's in town,
Oh yeah.
and
Houston Rodeo.
yeah, we took Sunday Riley to her first rodeo, dude, and it was awesome. We get there and well, first of all, okay, so I've gone to the rodeo so many times. I've gone with you, every year I go like 6 times, right? But last year I think I only went like once or twice, which most people do, but I mean
Yeah, I usually only go once.
that's rare for me because I go like 6, 7 times.
Did you guys go to like the rodeo, or you just went to the livestock show?
Both of them. We did both. So I knew that Riley was, needed like a stroller of some kind, right? But also knew that it's super hard to bring a stroller inside the stadium and how to fold it up and all that. So I went on Amazon. I found a little baby stroller that like folds up real small and is real light. And it's more like a little push cart instead of a stroller. Like, she can't lay down in it, but she can, like, hang out in it. And it worked out so well. I'm really glad we got it. It was, like, maybe $60 on Amazon. But we get there, and the cool thing is we go with my wife's sister and her fiance. And, it like, the four of us just had a blast, dude. I mean, like, a little rye, like, hanging out. Somebody always gets a chance to hold her or play with her or take her somewhere. Like, when you go to the rodeo, what's like the first like place you go to eat like at the rodeo? There's so many different kind of foods. What do you like to go?
I mean, I don't know. I just kind of like see what looks good at the time. There's so many good options.
Sometimes it's the line. Like,
that's true.
Those turkey legs look good, but I don't want to wait in that long line. That's true. Dude, my favorite thing is a cowboy burrito. You ever go to the cowboy burrito?
No, what's the cowboy burrito? Tell me
cowboy
about
burrito is just like a burrito with like steak, egg, cheese, all kinds of crazy stuff in a burrito, but it's like this giant burrito, and it's usually like dripping with like cheese. And I always get that. And then my other favorite food that I get at the rodeo is they have this stand where it's like a sausage on a stick, right? But it's got a spiral potato around the sausage, and they deep fry it, and so it's almost like a fry / potato chip, and that you can season it. It's kind of like Buffalo Wild Wings. You can make it like lemon pepper. You can make it like garlic parmesan on the potato, dude, wrapped around the sausage like a spiral. It's my favorite. Like, I love that thing. I try to get it like. Every year. I went up to try to get it this year, and there was like a long line. I wait through the line, I make my order, and they're like, oh, it's going to take about 30-45 minutes because our deep fryer's down. We'll only have one left. And I was like, oh, man. So I went next door and got a sausage and cheese jalapeno hot dog on a stick without the potato spiral, which wasn't the same, but I still got it. And then I had a burger, and I was like, oh, man, but it was all right. But dude, I went to I like the deep fried stuff. So out of the deep fried stuff, which one do you like?
I mean, the Oreos always go hard, but I read somewhere that like they got deep fried cookie dough.
Ooh.
And I want to find that this year because that sounds good,
dude. So I'm insane. I'm like. My favorite is the deep fried Nutella, dude. Oh, dude, I'm a Nutella fella, dude. I love Nutella so much. Dog, my mom likes Nutella, dude, and every time I go to my mom's house, the first thing I do is I open the cover, and I'm like, where? She hides the Nutella now, dude. She used to get the big thing of Nutella, but I clear that up and like I eat it with the spoon, and I just like shovel it in my mouth. I love Nutella so much, dude, more than the normal person. And so she started getting these little ones, so she would leave the little one in the cupboard and hide the big one. I was like, dude, I still don't know her hiding place for the big one, but it's all good because I get the little one and I got little Nutella. But the deep fried Nutella is so good. It's my favorite. But the only bad thing about it is that the place where I go, which is right there next to the Ferris, kind of where the Ferris wheel area is. Yeah. Like more in the grounds area instead of like that long strip of all
of like
those
the
restaurants.
Food court place, it's like in the carnival area.
It's in the carnival area. And I go there, and the deep fried Nutella is just one giant like pound cake of deep fried Nutella. Whereas if you get like a deep fried Oreos, you get like 3 or 4 little Oreos that you can eat and share. Yeah. But bro, try sharing a Nutella with your wife, dude. Like, it's insane. Like, she eats half of it, and I get like the messy part, or you know what I mean? So when I went there, I was like, man, Rebecca's going to take a bite out of this and ruin it, dude.
So you just got her own?
I get her own because it's not shareable. You ever do that? Man. Oh, man. It reminded me of this one time we went to Buc-ee's, right? And I got cheese, and I was eating a piece of cheese, and I was like, hey, Beck, do you want a cheese? And she's like, no, I don't really want a cheese. So I get 2 cheeses, right? But they're both for me. And she's like, "You're gonna eat both of them and not give me one?" And I was like, "You said you didn't want one." So I did the same thing with the Nutella thing. But instead of Nutella, I did kind of share. I got the cookie dough and the Nutella.
Oh, it's the deep
So
fried cookie dough go hard
The
too.
deep fried cookie dough is good, but I wouldn't. I can't say that I ate much of it. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? Because she ate it. Like she liked the cookie dough more than Nutella, so that helped me eat more than Nutella. It's you know.
So what was Riley's favorite part?
She liked the deep fried Oreos, man.
But what like?
Oh, you're
thing
talking
that-
about like
yeah.
the thing. I think the thing that she had the most fun with was definitely the petting zoo.
Oh yeah.
You know what's funny is the petting zoo when you get in. So you get into like the livestock show, right? And you see the animals and stuff. It's impossible to move around there like quickly. It's so crowded. I think it gets more crowded every year, honestly.
Yeah.
And so we're in there, and I'm maneuvering around with my daughter in the little push cart. And so we get to the petting zoo. There's a long line, but we're like, whatever. We need to chill anyway.
Yeah.
And the line takes like 5 minutes because they let like 30 people in at a time, things like that. And then you get this feed, and they put it in like a little like
Cup, right?
No, it's a cone.
Oh yeah, like an ice cream cone.
Those little ice cream cones, right? And so you get a feed, you put in an ice cream cone, and I got 2. Riley didn't really know how to feed the animals, like, right? She would get a fistful of the feed, but she wouldn't open her hand. And so I had to teach her how to cup her hand and have the feed in it. And then she loved it. The goats and the sheep all like, swarm her and eat all the feed and stuff. Dude, I was so proud of her, man, because there's so many kids that are in there and they're bawling their eyes out, terrified of like the llamas and the little sheep that like jump up at them and stuff and try to get their food. But Riley's like right in the mix. Like she would run up to them from behind and grab them and like mess with them and stuff. And she loves that stuff. And she I think she's used to it because I mean we have dogs. And my big dog, Riggs, he's like a big old, 100-pound lab Rottweiler, and she messes with him like that all the time. Like she just likes animals, and I think we got her used to that. But that was definitely her favorite thing. We got the cheap seats. So get this, I take the push cart, and right when I need to know how to undo the push cart, I practice it at home. I promise I have. I like brain fart. And in front of it, all these people who were waiting for me, I'm like, oh man, I'm trying to squish this together. And I think there was like a latch or something that I didn't know how to do. And so I was so mad, dude. I was so frustrated that in order to get up in the stands or whatever, I just picked up the push cart and held it like up because it's light. I didn't need to like, collapse it. I just held it and grabbed it up. And people laughed at me because they're like, oh yeah. I've been there before, kind of thing. Holding Rebecca's holding the baby, and I'm holding the cart. And dude, I'm talking about nosebleeds, bro. We're up in the nosebleeds, and to the point where there's space behind our chairs that's like maybe like a few feet, and then there's the wall. Like there's nobody behind us. We're like the nosebleeds. So I leave the push cart there. And we had all the leg room in the world. And at some point during the show, I had to change her. And it was enough room for me to get back there. And I literally just changed her. Poopy diaper and everything, bro. Changed her poopy diaper real quick on the little... We have a little pad in our...
the diaper bag.
In the diaper bag, yeah. Which I always make fun of my wife for having a ginormous diaper bag. But it's big because it has all that extra stuff in it. I'm glad we got it. But yeah, dude. People were looking at me like changing a poopy diaper, and then honestly, I just left that thing.
Oh, dang, yo.
Under the seat. Dude, I got judged.
That is savage.
I got judged so nasty. My sister-in-law was like, Renee, that's disgusting. And I was like, man, there's no trash cans up here in this
If
stand.
it was Cohen's poopy diaper, man, he'll clear a room, man.
Dude.
He's so bad.
I'm telling you.
So who's the concert?
It was a Zach Brown band.
Oh, that's cool.
Zach Brown band.
Was it like a matinee one since it's Sunday, or
yeah, it was a Sunday. So it started at 2:45 or 3:45.
Okay. So did you guys go like in the morning?
Dude, we got there like around. I think we left our house at around 10.
Uh huh.
And then traffic and all that. We ended up getting there around noonish, maybe, and then
Yeah.
ate, walked around. Yeah, dude. Rebecca really likes this soup that they have inside the livestock show area. You know how they have those little
Oh
stores,
yeah,
and
yeah.
but we couldn't find it. And then I know they have that little taffy store,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. We didn't go in the
They have a cobbler spot that makes some
For
good
real?
cobbler. Yeah,
Oh, I need
in
to
the
check that
livestock
out.
show part.
Uh,
We're planning to go on Saturday, but I
Who you
think
gonna go see?
we're just gonna go to the livestock show.
Oh, okay.
But man, like so originally, man, it's wild up there on weekends. But like that's the only time we can go.
I know, man.
So we were thinking about going on Sunday. Like that was our original plan. We were gonna go this coming Sunday, but then Chelsea found out it's Go Tejano Day or whatever, and apparently that's like the busiest day there.
Yeah, they always, you know, every time you go to a stadium, like, oh, we broke attendance records. There's 75,000 people here and this and that. But
Yeah.
let's go Tejano Days.
So we're gonna go on Sunday, but I think it opens at like 8:30. So we're probably gonna try to leave our house and get
Sunday?
there like as the gate opens on
You're
Saturday.
gonna try to go Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, just Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we'll just, if it gets too crowded, we'll just peace out. But we're mainly going because like I know that Cohen's gonna love the livestock show part because he loves animals and stuff. He'll probably love the petting zoo.
Cool, man.
I remember we went in October or something. We went to like this pumpkin patch thing. And
At the rodeo?
No, it was just like
Oh,
close
okay.
to our house. And they had a petting zoo there, and he really liked that. He would like pick up the grass at the bottom and try to feed it to the goats and stuff. And then the funny thing is we got home later, and he's like in our backyard picking grass and trying to feed it to Milo. It was so funny.
It's so funny because he knows like what they
Yeah.
eat, kind of thing.
But yeah, man, the rodeo is awesome. So it's almost like a rite of passage as a
Yeah.
Houstonian. You got to go to the rodeo.
You gotta go to the rodeo. Yeah.
And even if you don't go to like the concert or whatever, or the actual rodeo
it's
part,
so much fun, dude.
there's so much stuff to do.
There's like restaurant.
there.
There's a steakhouse there. There's a nightclub there. There's Texas two-step.
There's like a bunch of like little carnival rides. There's
They got a beer and wine garden or something like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
with like live music. It's pretty great, man. I like it a lot.
It's got to be the biggest like livestock show and rodeo maybe in the country.
Probably.
I mean, I know the one in San Antonio is like kind of a big deal, but then the crazy thing about the one in San Antonio is they do it at their basketball stadium, and if you go there, you're like, how are they doing a rodeo here?
Rodeo in a basketball
in
stadium?
Houston, man. We do that mug in the Texans like Reliant Stadium, and before that they did it in the Astrodome.
Yeah.
Both of those are huge. Like
Yeah.
when they do the calf scramble, they really scrambling. Like those kids are losing their mind. And
Bro, they are running a 40.
if
Like,
they try to do that in Toyota Center, people be catching calves like nothing.
yeah, it wouldn't be right. Yeah. No, yeah.
So
That's crazy how they do it in a
Not that
basketball arena.
I mean, I guess you got to do it somewhere. So I don't want to hate on San Antonio too much because
Yeah.
like it's all right, but it's just
What
Houston is my
about? Have you
favorite.
ever been to the Dallas County Fair or whatever they call
the
it?
Texas State Fair?
Texas State Fair. Yeah.
I haven't. It looks like it's a lot of.
People say it's cool. I don't know. There's
I've
no
heard-
rodeo. It's just
I've
a
heard
fair.
it's cool. Yeah, I know it's just a fair, and they have like, I know the UT OU game happens.
That's
like
right,
there,
and
yeah.
it's crazy packed. Yeah, somebody told me about that. Yeah.
But I think it's multiple weekends, and that's just one of the weekends. That
gotcha.
I know that my sister and brother-in-law went like last year or something. I don't know. I don't really like Dallas that much, so I'm like,
It's not
I
bad.
ain't gonna-
I've been there. Yeah, it's
I mean,
fine.
Dallas is cool, but it's not.
You don't like the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Have you ever been to Fort Worth?
yeah.
They have like the stockyards or whatever. That's pretty cool.
I've never been.
It's
No.
like a little
To the
cowboy
stockyards.
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been to Arlington. Yeah, that's where the Cowboys really play.
Oh, yeah,
I went
that's true.
to Six Flags there, I believe. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh no, was it Six Flags?
Yeah, Six Flags in
They
Arlington.
have one? I don't think I went there actually.
They have one in San Antonio too.
They have one in Arlington too. I don't know what oh no, I went on a trip to Arlington to visit a friend from college. I remember with my other friends. But yeah. No. That's the only time I've ever been to Arlington. Other parts of Texas. So we're gonna go see Marco, right, in Bastrop
Yeah, in a few weeks.
in a few weeks, and me and Becca are gonna go to San Antonio the day after and like just see the sights or whatever. I hit up Alex. I think we're gonna do like lunch or brunch or something like that with him and go see him over there. I don't think he's met Riley yet.
I tried to see him. We went a while back. I talked about it on the Skylar episode, but we went and I tried to see him. Or I hit him up to see if he was in town, if he wanted to get coffee or something. But he was like gone at a conference that week.
That's right.
So
Yeah,
it didn't line up.
That dude's busy, man. That's cool though.
But yeah, San Antonio has some cool stuff. I go there so much because like that's where my parents live in San Antonio. My brother, my brother has been in San Antonio now for like a long time. He when he got married, his wife was going to school she was getting her master's at UT San Antonio. So they lives in San Antonio, and he's been there like since then. Yeah. My sister lives in San Antonio. She moved there like a little bit after that. Her husband's from San Antonio.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, it's a cool town. There's a lot of fun stuff to do there.
Yeah.
So
I went to 2 weddings near San Antonio. 2 of Rebecca's friends, I think live there, or maybe they did at one point, and one lives in Corpus now. I don't know, but like, yeah, I go to San Antonio, or I've been to San Antonio recently because my wife's like nursing school friends.
Yeah.
And they're all really cool.
There's some really cool stuff if you. I know it sounds like the real touristy thing to do, but
the Riverwalk.
Yeah, go on the river boat tour, man.
Dude, I called Alex and he was like, I mean, there's better things to do there than the Riverwalk, but yeah, we could do the Riverwalk. I was like, man, we'll never do.
I would say go on the boat tour though, on the Riverwalk.
Oh, the boat tour.
Because then they'll tell you like the history and stuff, and it's actually pretty cool.
That does sound cool. I don't think Riley's ever been on a boat.
And really, the coolest time to go on the Riverwalk is if you ever want to go back there, go like at Christmas time because they have all these lights and stuff.
Okay, cool.
And they even have like a giant tree in front of the Alamo and stuff like that. So that's a pretty cool time to go there, I think.
I have been to the Alamo. I have been to the Riverwalk. I don't think I've done much else. So maybe I might take them up on. So what's a touristy thing in Houston that people always do in Houston?
I mean NASA.
Oh,
probably.
Yeah, NASA. Like, when's the last time you've been to NASA, dude? It's an
been
hour
a while.
away.
It's been a real while.
It's not even really in Houston. It's like what, Pearland?
No, it's in Clear Lake.
Clear Lake, yeah.
I mean, there's NASA. I'm trying to think of what else would be like a thing.
What do people go to Houston for? The Galleria?
I mean, the World Series champion Astros.
Yeah, Minute Maid. I don't know what's like a draw here though.
Really, the most. I don't know how many people know this, but really, if you want to come for like really great ethnic food, it's super diverse, so you can probably find like any type of ethnic food.
The food, yeah. We were like America's fattest city, like top 5 for like the past
and
forever.
Did you say the Galleria? The Galleria is pretty cool, I guess.
Well, yeah, I said the Galleria. Most people like think of the Galleria as like the best mall or whatever. It's really not, dude.
It's the best one in Houston, probably, but
I still say Memorial City, dude. They came up.
Yeah, Memorial City's nice.
When Memorial City got an ice skating rink like the Galleria, I was like, okay. I don't think the Galleria has like a little, what do you call them? Like a little quad or little Discovery Green type turf.
Oh yeah.
Memorial City does now though.
Oh yeah, they got one of those at the Woodlands Mall.
Oh, they do?
And they got a
you know what?
Shake Shack out there by it.
Bro, I think the Woodlands Mall might be the best mall.
The Woodlands Mall.
We went there.
Nice.
We went there pretty recently, like maybe within the past year. That was fun. Yeah, I remember that. And then they got dude, you're totally right. We were there. We got the ice cream from Creamus Tree.
Yeah,
they got a Creamus Tree over there.
Yeah,
that $12 little scoop filled with nitrogen or whatever they do with it. There.
Dude, it's good though.
Good. I'd go again.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think is the best, like the most touristy thing in Houston?
The most touristy thing in Houston?
It's got. I know it seems lame, but it's got to be NASA. I mean,
it's got to be NASA, dude. Yeah.
Everybody knows that's what Houston is for. I mean, NASA, or if you want to come during the rodeo.
Honestly, depending on what time of year, my family who visits Houston, they always want to go to like some sort of sporting event. I've taken them to Texan games, Astros games, and recently I was talking about it on Skylar podcast. Where we went to the Rockets game. But honestly, dude, I think what I should have done was go to a U of H game.
Oh
Because
yeah.
those are awesome.
Yeah, and the
In the
Cougars
Fertitta
are
Center.
like they're going to be like a #1 seed in the tournament probably.
I think they are, right?
I mean, I think them and Kansas are like the top
Yeah.
2 teams right now.
Yeah.
So, but there's usually what is it, 4 #1 seeds because there's 4 brackets in like the tournament. So they'll get one of them probably.
Yeah. No.
But
gone to that.
man, yeah, and the Fertitta Center is nice.
I've never been. Oh, you know what? I'm lying. The only time I've ever been in the Fertitta Center was when I graduated.
Yeah.
But I've never been to a game there.
Me neither, but I'm
Yeah.
like, this would probably be nice to watch
Fertitta
basketball.
Center is nice. It's pretty big. Yeah.
And but yeah, and they're good.
Yeah.
So I mean now I mean Houston has like all the major sports. Like
We're bad at most of them.
Yeah, but I mean it fluctuates.
It
There's
does.
times. What was it? What year was that? Maybe like
14.
2000, probably like 2016 to 2019 maybe was like the golden era of Houston sports where all the teams were good.
Yeah. Rockets were in the Final Four that year.
Yeah,
15.
The
I remember
Astros
that.
won the World Series in 17. Really, what
Deshaun Watson
it all
was-
crumbled. It all crumbled
When Deshaun?
right after the Astros won the World Series. Everything started going wrong
Yeah, but we got
because
that
they had
World
drafted
Series, though.
Deshaun, and Deshaun was a beast.
Bro, do you remember when they tried to take away like asterisk our World Series trophy with the trash can thing and
Yeah.
all that, and then we won another one. We
Yeah.
went to like 2 more. We
Yeah.
lost. We finally got another
Yeah,
one. That's
and
still legit though.
We can go back for it this year. I
Are
hope
we-
so.
What are we got? What are we 3-2 in the World Series?
No, 2-2. Oh yeah, 2 and 3.
Because the White Sox.
2 and 3. 2 wins, 3 losses.
Oh yeah. 2-3. Yeah, we're 2 and
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
But in the AL, 500, yo,
yeah,
because we were in the NL before.
that's true.
But yeah, I mean the other thing now is the Houston added. I mean back in 2020, the XFL came back and you had the Roughnecks.
That's right. The Roughnecks were good.
And then that league crumbled because of COVID.
Yeah.
And The Rock bought it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's back. And Wade Phillips, who used to be the defensive
My
coordinator
guy.
for the Texans, and he used to be one of our customers over at the Starbucks in Memorial that I worked at, and I saw him a couple times there. And anyways, he's the head coach of the Roughnecks now, still undefeated. They've had 2 games this year, and they've won both.
Yeah. I
So
think that one game was close though.
yeah, but really the best team in Houston sports history, you could argue it's the Roughnecks.
They're undefeated.
They haven't lost yet.
Wow. That's
They had not a whole season because it got canceled midway through, but they played like 8 games or something that first season and didn't lose.
Who's the quarterback? CJ Walker?
Yeah,
Yeah, he went on to be NFL.
he's like the backup for
Backup
the Panthers.
for the
or
Panthers,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, but he was a beast. He would have won MVP that year.
Yeah, dude. I forget like we're DadPod Houston and we are so Houston. I love Houston, man.
Me too.
You've lived you were born in Ohio.
No,
Your family's from Ohio?
no, my family's never. My parents.
Your
Moved to Ohio.
I thought your parents were from Ohio and then you
No,
moved to
here's
Houston.
the history of the
Oh my God.
Cox
The Cox history.
Gallatin clan.
Yeah.
My parents both were born in Missouri.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah, my dad, Kansas City, Missouri. My mom,
Does like the Chiefs?
yeah, he likes the Chiefs.
Really?
Yeah, he grew up a Chiefs fan and a Royals fan.
Yeah.
But he's also kind of like
Royals. Ooh.
the other thing is my dad is a fan of wherever he lives usually because I think he likes his whole thing is he wants to learn about the team there so he can have like just stuff to talk to
Yeah.
with people
No, yeah.
that he just comes in contact with. So anyways, he grew up a Chiefs fan. They met in college in Bolivar, Missouri, which is like if you know where Springfield, Missouri is, which is like on the south side of the state. It's like 30 minutes from Springfield, small town.
I know Missouri,
Anyways,
but I don't know.
then
nothing.
they got married. They lived in Illinois for like a little bit.
So you're from Illinois?
No.
Okay.
And then they moved to Texas. And all of my siblings were born in Texas.
You're the youngest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was born in Lake Jackson, which is like an hour south of Houston.
Oh, okay.
But it's still like, I mean, it's not in Houston, but if you live in Lake Jackson, you're like a Houston sports fan still. So like I grew up liking all the Houston sports.
Yeah. Cool.
But we moved to Clear Lake when I was like in the 2nd grade. We lived there till I was a freshman. Then we moved back to Lake Jackson. So, and then I went to college in Houston. I've been in Houston like ever since.
That's cool.
So,
right on, man.
that's a quick, short story.
Yeah.
But the funny thing now is my parents moved to Cleveland.
That's so crazy. Random.
When I went to college, because
Yeah.
like I was saying before, my dad's business within Dow Chemical got sold to Lubrizol, and Lubrizol was in Cleveland, so that's why they went there.
That makes sense.
And Dow was in Freeport, which is like near the town over from Lake Jackson.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, but when they were in Cleveland, my dad would follow the Browns, which is funny because now he says he's not a Browns fan really. He's a Browns fan. Like he's a fan of Browns fans. Because the Browns have sucked for years. Like, they've just been terrible, like, awful. And their fans, like, are just diehard. Like, they are ride or die. They don't care how dumb the Browns are. They don't care, like, what they do. They're just going to ride and die with the Browns. And my dad just, like, thinks that's really cool. He likes
that. Yeah.
So he follows the Browns pretty close still. He thinks the Deshaun Watson thing is pretty dumb, that they, like, paid him all that money. And really... another topic, but that's kind of ruining. I don't know if you paid attention to like this Lamar Jackson stuff.
Yeah,
but like that,
he's trying to get all the guaranteed money.
Deshaun kind of ruined it for everybody.
He got everything guaranteed, and nobody can get deals like that.
Yeah,
now.
and really, and that's just a product of the Brownsing. Like they're the only team that would have paid somebody that. Because think about it like this: like Deshaun got that deal. And then right after he got that deal, Aaron Rodgers signed and Kyler Murray signed. None of those guys got the kind of deal he did.
Mm-hmm.
And you might be able... I think most people would say Aaron Rodgers, at least at the time, would be a better quarterback. When you consider, like... He doesn't have like these off the field like allegations.
Yeah.
He might be like a headache somewhat because he's outspoken about weird stuff, but like... he ain't like doing anything criminal.
Yeah.
And or even allegations of criminal stuff. And he didn't get that. And then Kyler Murray
had one good year.
He had one good year, but he didn't get the kind of like guaranteed money. And so Deshaun is like a total outlier. He's the only guy who's ever gotten a fully guaranteed $200 million deal. And the problem is that Lamar Jackson, he doesn't have an agent, so he's just like trying to negotiate it himself.
Yeah, I heard about that. So he's like Andre Johnsoning it.
But the problem is he has a decent argument for his case because you can say, and I think pretty clearly, if you look at his resume and Deshaun Watson's resume, he's better than Deshaun Watson, like based on his resume. Maybe not like in 4 years because Deshaun Watson doesn't get hit as much.
Yeah.
So is he going to and he doesn't get injured as much?
Yeah.
But I mean, he's clean off the field. He doesn't have any of these things like hovering over him.
MVP.
And he won an MVP.
Yeah.
So his argument is, Deshaun got this contract, then why don't I get it? But the problem is...
Deshaun's not a Pro Bowler as many times as Lamar, huh?
I don't think so. And it's just like... Or All-Pro. I don't know if Deshaun's ever made an All-Pro team.
Yeah.
So he has an argument for why he feels like he should get that, but the problem is that honestly, Deshaun wouldn't have got that from anybody but the Browns. The Browns are just dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And people are talking collusion and stuff, but I don't think it's collusion. I think it's a consensus that nobody wants to pay any quarterback that much of a guaranteed deal, especially not somebody like Lamar Jackson who's missed like 5 games the last 2 years.
Yeah.
He runs around a lot, so he's like more prone to get injured. So why would you pay somebody a guaranteed like $200 million deal?
Yeah, and I get
all fully guaranteed.
Yeah, when he can easily get injured. Yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, my dad's a Browns fan.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
So he follows them pretty close.
For me, Houston, I think it goes back to when I was living in Mexico, and my aunt fell in love with a dude from Houston, native Houstonian. He actually grew up near Meyerland.
Oh, dope. I love Meyerland.
I know, Meyerland. I passed by the other day when we were going to the rodeo. It's right there. 6'10", yo. And so he grew up in near Meyerland, and yeah, he's like my father figure growing up. I call him Dad, uh, my uncle Eddie, and no, he's awesome. And so she met and married him. He lived in Houston, and then when my parents got divorced, my mom, of course, wanted to be around family, and of course, America. So Houston became like my home when I was 4 years old, and I remember when I was a little kid, my favorite place to go to was Walmart right there on the Beltway in Westview. It's like my favorite Walmart.
Oh yeah.
As a kids love going to
Oh
stores
yeah,
and they're
Walmart.
with the toys.
Let's
and
go to
all
the
that.
toy section.
Dude, we would go to the Toys R Us, man, right there on Bunker. No, was it Bunker Hill? It wasn't Bunker Hill. It was on I-10, where near where gosh, somewhere on I-10, and I think they rebuilt it or just demolished it or something. But it was like on I-10 near Echo Lane or something like that. That was the Toys R Us that was there, and I would go there all the time, and we would get like toys and stuff. Back when I was into Power Rangers and all that action figure stuff.
Dude, Toys R Us, when you think about it, was kind of wild. Like
Yeah,
a whole store, like
just full of
almost
toys.
the size of Walmart.
Full of toys and video games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was great. Like very little boring stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
was stuff you don't like play with or whatever. But they also had like board games. Anything fun was at Toys
Yeah.
R Us, and they had it was so cool. But yeah, and then I just grew up in Spring Branch.
Yeah.
You know, went to school in Spring Branch schools. You know, grew up around there, lived there until I moved out of my mom's, and then when I got married, and I still live there. And then even when when we finally bought our house here, we moved to Jersey Village. But I still think, I mean, it's Houston, man.
Yeah.
I love me some Houston, dude.
Dude, I was just thinking, like, when I was a kid, I think when I was really little, I was like all in it for the Astros. Like, I love the Astros. Like,
Yeah.
I remember one year for Christmas, I got like a whole Astros uniform.
Nice.
But I mean, the Rockets were real good back then too. So
Yeah.
I got like I still have my Hakeem Olajuwon jersey from when I was a kid. So I'm
Yeah.
like, once Cohen's big enough to wear it, he can have that.
Oh man, that's awesome.
But the weird thing that I remember though is being a kid, and the Oilers were here when I was real young,
Yeah.
and then not having a football team for a little while.
Yeah.
And then being like, what? Why are the Oilers like the Tennessee Oilers?
Yeah. I remember that.
And not really understanding that whole thing. Because, I mean, people who are a little bit older than me knew what was going on and were, like, ticked about it. Like, obviously, because they moved the team.
It was from like 96 to 2002.
Yeah.
We didn't have a team.
And it felt like so long. Because I remember being like, well, what team do I cheer for now? Because I didn't want to be an Oilers fan because they, like,
Definitely don't want
us.
to be a Cowboy fan if you're in Houston.
And my dad was from Kansas City, so I remember, like, if the Kansas City game was on, we would watch them.
Are you trying to say that you're a Kansas City fan
I mean,
before you were a Texan fan?
No, well, as soon as I've been a Texans fan as long as the Texans have existed.
Yeah, me too.
Like, as soon as they announced that, I'm like, oh, yeah, even though they were, like, trash till, like,
Yeah, dude.
that's what's crazy.
D'Amico, bro. I like D'Amico, and then
Oh, yeah.
Mario, and Chester Pitts. I got a picture. I met Chester Pitts, dude. He's
Dude,
awesome.
Chester Pitts just seems like a swell dude.
Just a cool dude, like a Houston guy. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that's
but
cool.
he was like a grocery sacker before too, right? Isn't that what happened? Have you
Real?
heard that story? Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
I think that was there was a Super Bowl commercial about it because like
For real?
I'm pretty sure in college
Kurt Warner.
It's kind of like Kurt Warner,
Yeah.
but in college he was like working at a grocery store, and some dude saw him and was like, "Dude, you're huge. You should play football." And so he just like tried to play football, and then he like walked on to some team and got drafted, and he was on the first Texans team, and I think he was there for like a long time. He played for the Texans for a long time. He was like the last original Texan.
Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, he was a beast. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, good. Even though the Texans were like pretty bad for a long time, they got Andre like their second year, and there's just some having Andre on the team, even if they were bad. At least you knew like you could hang your hat on that, and you could be like, man, he's really good. Like everybody respected Andre.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad that he ain't in the Hall of Fame yet. He'll get there eventually, but like,
God, I thought he'd be a
he's
first
so
ballot.
he's so respected.
I
Like
feel like
everybody loves him.
Dude, if Megatron's in a first ballot, was Megatron really that much better than Andre?
Well, I think he was, but like if Megatron's first ballot, because I think he's a little bit better. But if
Yeah.
he's first ballot, how is Andre not second? I felt like, okay, you know what? Like there's other guys, but second ballot he's still not in. And the
Yeah.
problem is, the longer you wait, the more guys come up.
Yeah.
And like and now he's going up against like
Wasn't Chris Carter like 5 years removed?
there was a lot of guys who should have been in there quicker.
T.O.
Yeah,
T.O.'s in, right?
I think so.
At this point, he's got to be in.
But there's another. I think Marvin Harrison is like going up against Andre now, and somebody else.
Marvin's not in?
No, neither of them got in this year. It's so.
That's crazy.
I think it was him, the
What?
Colts guy, right?
Yeah. I think that's crazy he's not in.
I know the NFL Hall of Fame to me, and really,
Let me ask you this.
really all Hall of Fames are just the way that they elect people
Yeah.
in is so dumb. I think you're either a Hall of Famer or you're not. Who cares about this first ballot, second ballot, third ballot? Just put the guys in who need to be in there,
Yeah.
and quit like messing around.
And then it's politicking and
'Cause
campaigning.
That's how it is in the baseball one too. Like, it is a joke that Craig Biggio was not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He had 3,000 hits. There's only one other guy who's not who's not in the Hall of Fame with 3,000 hits, and it's
Yeah.
Pete Rose because they won't let him be in
They
there.
won't let him be in there because
Which I still think
the Pete Rose thing.
And every other guy who has 3,000 hits is a first ballot Hall of Famer except
Yeah.
Craig Biggio. That's
Yeah.
and I'm like a total Houston homer. I know this is like a soapbox that I always get on, but it's bias. It's because Houston is like its own little island. It's a big like market, but it's not New York, it's not California, and it's not Boston. If Craig Biggio played for the Yankees or the Red Sox or the Dodgers, first ballot, no doubt, they'd be like praising his name.
Mm-hmm.
But he played for the Astros.
Yep.
It's dumb.
Yeah, it is dumb, man. Yeah, well.
and it worries me that that's gonna be the same thing that happens to Altuve because they're gonna be like, he was on the 17 Astros and they cheated.
You think Tuve's not gonna be a Hall of Famer?
No, he's gonna be a Hall of Famer, but
Yeah.
he needs to be a first ballot, and they about to put him on like third ballot or something to say that he was on the cheating Astros.
Don't go there yet. Don't go there yet. I think Andre will get in. I'm blown away that I thought Marvin was already in.
I think that's who he's going. I'm pretty sure it was him who he's going against.
That's insane.
He's going against like two other guys. I think it's
what
him.
I was gonna say. Hold on. What I was gonna say is Wes Welker. No? Yeah.
It's close.
Julian or Wes?
Here's the thing. I think Wes Welker is better, like, probably overall.
Production-wise,
The problem with Julian Edelman is I feel like people hype him higher than he actually is because he has such a good postseason resume.
Yeah.
Like in the playoffs, he was nasty.
He threw a touchdown.
In the regular season, though, his numbers are like really not that great.
He's a move the chains guy, but that's what Tom needs. 'Cause that's how
But
Tom
Welker
plays.
was like, Welker was sick, man. I remember having him on fantasy teams, and he'd catch the ball, and
be
after the
gone.
catch, he'd be getting them yards.
Yeah. Oh, love Wes. Oh man. Oh, dude. Man.
Just good memories, you know.
Yeah,
But
good memories. There's gonna be future memories like Houston. We gotta come back. Rockets
I
gotta
think,
come back.
I mean, I think the Texans are in a good spot right now. They got a good coach. They have
Yeah.
a high draft pick. Just make the right choice, and they should be good. You know, slow
Yeah.
burn. They'll build it back.
Yeah, well, hopefully. Yeah. We're not gonna have. Yeah. Well, anyways, anything else before we sign off here?
No, nothing I can think of. Just
We got next
Yeah.
week. We got Marco's 2-year-old birthday party, and we talk about that.
and my
Of course, yeah. Cohen.
Cohen's second birthday is a week from. Well, I don't know when this is gonna air, but
Yeah, I know, right?
but it's a week from this Saturday,
Yeah.
according to what it actually is when we're recording this. But
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, we'll get a Marco podcast. We're thinking about doing some other kind of different style.
I think our
things
next
too.
podcast might be on the road.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
yeah,
Yeah, man. All
maybe
right.
so, unless we do something between then. But we'll see.
Possibly. Who knows?
Yeah.
You never know. But
Mm.
we'll still be meeting up and chatting.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. Well, cool.